Welcome back, guys. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about some pattern uploads. Now I showed you a little bit in the other video, but I wanted to show you and dive in and show you the real meat and bones of it and what it will do. So what you're going to do is you're going to design your design, and then we're going to figure out which pattern we want to use. So to upload a pattern, again, you're going to go to upload. You're going to go to pattern fill on the right and upload. And then you're just going to drag and drop in your design. Now I'm using the Sunflower Bee digital paper from Creative Fabric. I'm just going to drag this over so you guys can see it. And I have my paper. I've loaded several of these. Not sure I loaded this one. So I'm just going to drag. Let's see, I did that one. I'm going to drag and drop this one in. I don't think I've done that one. So you can see my paper there, all nice and pretty. You're going to name it and tag it. I'm just going to tag mine with nature and maybe bugs because it has a bee on there. And then down here I'm going to do a floral, and I'm going to do multicolor, and I'm going to select yellow and orange and green. And then I'm just going to say save. Once you click save, it's going to download that pattern. We're going to give it a second here. There we go. And then you're going to get this blue bar up here. And you can go and upload more. You're not going to see anything down here, but I am going to grab that image too, maybe, and just insert it. This is an image that I had just so you can see, and we can make it a little prettier. So how do I get my patterns in here? You're going to go up to your fill, and where it says no fill, you're going to change it to print. Then you're going to get your color block here, and you're going to select that. And under the print type, instead of printing as a color, you're going to print it as a pattern. Keep in mind, if you upload a pattern like we just did, it is an upload. You cannot share anything that has an upload to it. Okay, if you're on a mobile device, you may not be able to open anything with a pattern. On an iPad, I know that you can't. Hopefully they will get that soon. All right, and once you've done that, you're going to select the pattern that you want to use. And I'm just going to, I think I'm going to go with this light honeycomb one that I did. They're all out of the same set, so if you want that set, you'll get all of these. But that's a little busy for me and it doesn't show up well. When would you use something light like this? You're going to use something light like this. Let me change my background here. When you're putting it on something dark. So if I were putting that on a black background, and I'm just going to get rid of the grid, you can see how that would pop. Okay? But I would want it to pop just a little bit more. So I'm going to go in under my edit right here, edit pattern, and then I'm just going to increase the size and scale it like I want. But I want more of those flowers, so I'm going to move it over horizontally. So we're just going to go in there and play with it until it gets in there like we want it. And that looks pretty good to me. It's all going to be personal preference. And now you can see I've got more of the flowers in there. Really, really, really liking that. So I'm going to go back to the, I'm just going to go maybe to a gray background. How about we do that? Just clicking down here on my blank canvas and color square. Let's go to a gray. That way it shows up. So if you're doing a light colored shirt, that's still going to pop. What is the difference in doing it this way rather than just uploading and slicing like we did prior? Or can you slice? Yes, you can. I'm going to go into upload, and I'm going to upload the image, and I'm going to upload a couple of these patterns as a file. Let's get this one. I'm going to open this one, and I'm going to say complex. I'm going to continue. Yeah, it comes in really big, and say continue. And I'm going to save this as a print then cut. You're going to name it, you're going to tag it, and you're going to save it. Remember, if you save it as a cut image, it cannot see all those pretty colors. It only sees a square, and that's fine. So there's that one is, and let's go and get the other one. Let's get this one. I'm going to open that one up, choose complex, and continue, and continue. I'm going to save it as a print then cut, which is the default here, and I'm going to save it. And now I have both of those, and let's get the one more. I'm going to get, I think that's the same one that we just did. Nope, that's not it. I'm going to go back. I want to get the same one so you guys can see the difference. There it is, right there. I'm going to open that one in complex, continue, continue. And you can see where uploading images and uploading patterns can go hand in hand here. And so I'm just going to name, tag, and save. Naming and tagging is important. It's how you're going to search for your images. And this one's taking a little longer. That's okay. There we go. So I'm going to get these three, and I'm going to insert them into my project as a print and cut square. That's basically what it is, but we're going to use it for slicing purposes. And I'm just going to make these really small for now. Just going to say 10. Oops, I unlocked it. Didn't want to unlock it. And it can bog down your design space when you've got a lot of them like this, so just be aware. There we go. We're going to make this one a 10. Just so we have stuff to work with. And then we're going to make this one a 10. And you can see that this one is a transparent background. When you're working with a transparent background, you're going to have to flatten it to a shape in order for it to work for you. So when you've got one that is transparent, you're going to duplicate. And this one should not have been listed as a JPEG. It should have been listed as a PNG. So I'm going to duplicate that shape a couple of times because we're going to need it. I'm going to make one white because white does not print. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and change this shape. Well, we're just going to do this and we're just going to slice it. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to place that where I want and slice. Okay? And then I'm going to get rid of that. And you can see that I can see the gray canvas back there, so I know that it's not flattened to anything. So if I want to flatten it to a color, then I need to select them both and flatten them together. Okay, so what if I go in and I change this one to a print because it's transparent? I do have that one in there. Let's see, pattern. Right here it is. And we're going to select that one. And you see that it changes it. And that is the scope of it. But when you slice it from your image, whatever size it is, that's the size it is. Okay? So if I want to change this one and edit, I can come in and I can edit this. This one is just the size that it is. Nothing I can really do with it. I mean, I can shrink it down, but I'm shrinking the whole shape. For this one, I can come in and edit that pattern. Oops, I got to click the right one. There we go. And then I can change how it sits inside that. Then I'm going to select this because it's transparent background. This is the only time you're going to do it this way. You're going to line, center, and then you're going to flatten those two together. You have to have that shape back there or it's going to cut out all of those little hexagons. Okay, it's going to cut out all of these cut lines. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that one and I'm going to show you another example of why you would want to, let me just hide this one. You can see that it's too large for print and cut, so you couldn't use it. Let me duplicate this and I'm going to change that back to a cut image. So now I have my word create, and of course it's too big. I've got it blown up so you guys can see it on screen. You want to make sure you're staying in your print and cut parameters. Remember, here's the size it has to be, or smaller for print and cut. So if I come in here, duplicate, I can come in here and I can just bring that in if I've uploaded it as an image instead of a pattern. And I'm a little slow here. Here we go. It's not letting me select with my drag, so I'm just going to select them this way. And then I can slice because I only have 2 layers. And I can get rid of that and that. And then I have it set this way. But that's not really, I'm not able to maneuver it like I did this one. Another way to show you that it's easier, oops, let me undo. I want that paper back. It's going to be easier for me to show you on a shape exactly what it does than a word. So if I get it back, how about I do this? How about I just delete that, and delete that, and I'm even going, I'll keep that one for now. I'm going to go back to my upload and grab another one. How about that? Because this will bog down your design space. You want to keep it to a minimum when you're working with patterns this way, especially when you upload a large PNG like this. And there we go. On its resize, it didn't want to keep it to size. I don't know why it's unlocked. There we go. 10. There we go. Okay, so I've uploaded this as a pattern, and now I have it in here where it's a workable size. I'm going to arrange. I'm going to move this to the front, and we're going to select these 2, and we're going to slice it. Then I'm going to get rid of this, just so you can see. There's my sliced image. Let's take a look. I don't even need these images. Let's take a look at what happens if I use this as a pattern rather than a upload image. So you have the uploaded image at the top, and now we're going to go to the pattern fill at the bottom. We're going to go to pattern. I'm going to select that same pattern, and I'm going to place it in here. And you can see how it comes in. I don't really like that. I really like this one better, but I really only want 1B. I don't want it to be that busy. So if I edit my pattern, I can zoom in on this and really bring it down to what I'm looking for. And I really love that. 1B, maybe 2. And look, that gives me a much nicer look. It's not as busy, and I could not do this with my upload. I could if I really stretched it really big, but if it comes in as a JPEG, which these are, it can begin to pixelate on you. And when you're using that edit, that pattern fill, you avoid that pixelation. Okay, so that is basically it with your pattern fills. Just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that. Again, remember that you can copy and paste to other projects. However, if you have an uploaded image in your copy and paste, it will render it unshareable. So when I go to hit save, if it'll allow me to save, maybe I'll have to open a new window just to do that. Design Space has been having an issue with the new canvas, guys. I can't stress enough. And you can't do this in the classic canvas, but there it goes, it's saved. Okay, I apologize for the train in the background. I do live in an old 1800s town, so we do get a train occasionally. But we are going to now move over, and we're going to talk about uploading some fonts, some of everyone's favorite things. So let's head on over and jump right in.